So I'm out here. I'm gonna disc all of this up. This is the beans. They just sprayed them, so weeds should be, they're dying. The beans don't look too bad. They're a little dry, but we actually got some rain last night. I hit this, heard a real loud screech. The disc ran it right over. Decided I better stop and look for what I hit. You can see where it hit right there. But I think this is off of the cultivator. I was cultivating sunflowers last year. I think I lost one of these. But I'm gonna get this all disced up. Probably have to go over it twice. Pretty thick grass was underneath that wheat. But 560, 15-foot disc. Pulling kind of hard in this rooted grass, but it'll do the job. Okay, so getting it done. Gonna go over it this way once, and then I'll go corner to corner once. That makes it easier to see the marker as well when I start planting. But disc is doing a good job. A little bumpy out here. Like I say, cows ran this all winter. They grazed the winter wheat. Then I harvested the wheat yesterday. Hopefully, it's kind of looking like rain, but I think it's not gonna rain. Hopefully I can get the seed in the ground today, and then it can rain all at once because we need it. This is pulling a little harder than just the sandier, weedier ground over there when I disc that, but the 560 will do it. Okay, so I hopped off here to show you this. This is how deep I'm going. Probably about 6 inches, maybe just a little less. Good soil profile. This has kind of been my mess around plot, this 5 acres that's gonna be going into beans for the last couple years. So it's had a lot of organic matter on it because I've planted things that just haven't worked out, so they just kind of get disked in, which is building up the soil. There's a lot of organic matter down in there. So, and it's nice and damp right now because of that rain. This is gonna, once I go over it again, get some of this broke up because it's kind of clumpy right now. But once I go over it at an angle and chop it all up, I think it's gonna be a really good seed bed. Seeds should germinate pretty quickly because we actually have moisture in the ground, which we haven't had in a while. But 560 is getting it done. So I'm out here planting now. Switched over to the 856. Got the John Deere 7000 planter. Getting it done 6 rows at a time. But only have about 5 acres to do. Might have to go get one more bag of seed. It's over in the box truck over there. Just going from that green to that green. Got off to check this. There's beans, 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 beans. All the rows putting out beans. Everything looks to be going good with it. But nice looking sunset over there. What is that saying? Red skies at night, sailors delight. Red skies in morning, sailors take warning. Looks like it'll be a good night. There's no wind really. And the rain looks like it's gone for the day. So I left off planting the soybeans over there. There's a little strip here that I didn't plant in soybeans, so there's gonna be one probably 20-foot wide strip. I'm planting brown top millet. Seeds are pretty little. some reason I thought millet was a little bit bigger than that, but this is more of a food plot than anything. But I'm gonna plant this 20-foot wide strip, and then there's like 2-ish acres over around past my hayfield. I'm gonna plant that millet, and then I'm gonna come out here and lightly, very, very lightly disc it in, and it'll kill some more of these weeds. So, got the little tiny spreader. It's got the chart on it. PTO shaft is a radiator hose. Should be good to go. So, getting some millet seeded. Probably can't see the seed. It's pretty little. But this will make a good food plot for the doves. Probably going to be just a little late for the start of dove season. But it'll also feed the bobwhite quail. Trying to build up the population of bobwhite quail around here. Small little plots like this seem to help. Leaving it grown up around the edges of certain fields. Not disking those during nesting season gives them a place to nest. Then at some point, obviously, you have to come in and disc it to do weed prevention. Having hay fields that don't get mowed early because the cows graze them early. So that makes it through nesting season growing up. I'm sure the quail appreciate all of that. I doubt I'll harvest any of this. Ooh, getting a little muddy over in this corner. We got about an inch of rain last night. Soybeans are starting to come up. Planted those 5 or 6 days ago. They're coming up pretty good. Gonna be time to hook the cultivator up to this and start cultivating them. Get this millet in the ground. Got a good rain, that'll help them sprout. Hopefully we get some more though. And just because that corner's wet doesn't mean that we don't need rain. This corner normally floods out every year, and it's been dry all year. If there's not standing water in this corner, we're dry. So yeah, it's a little wet over in this corner. I'm probably not gonna be able to disc that. Considering I'm spinning just trying to drive across it. It doesn't like all the suitcase weights I put on the front end of the tractor. Dig it in pretty deep. Narrow front tires. But it's wet enough, I do believe, that this millet will sprout either way. So I'm probably gonna avoid that corner with the disc. Don't really want to get stuck. My bag of millet, quarter of a bag of millet, fell off while I was turning around. I just had it sitting up here with me. So when I need millet, I'll just go there. See, I'm just going between my tire tracks the other way. I didn't get the seed rate turned up quite enough, but that's okay. I think I'm gonna be able to go over it twice. I used pretty much exactly half of what I wanted to use, so it'll work. Earlier in the video I showed this and it was pretty green with weeds. You can see that spray. They really killed off all the weeds. Now it's just rows of soybeans. You see where the planter missed a little bit there? It looks like the beans actually come back about halfway down that row. But beans are looking all right. I'll show you the ones that we just planted 5 days ago here in a minute. Okay, I think that's about all I'm gonna be able to get disked. This is where it gets real wet. You can see there's not but a round left over there. But I got the rest of it very, very lightly disked. You can see I'm just barely turning dirt over it all just to cover the seed up. The doves were already out here feeding, so I wanted to get it covered up before they ate a bunch. Yep, I'm gonna call that the last round. I just got these little end rows to do over here where it dries out. But I imagine that seed will grow with how wet it is. It doesn't really need to be worked in. Or the doves can just feed over there and leave the rest of it alone. But that's pretty much planting the millet. It's brown top millet. All right, so here's the beans. I found some that aren't emerging. There's probably a couple more in here. I just dug a little bit. And it's pretty weedy. So I think I'm actually, in the next day, gonna come out here with the rotary hoe and my rotary hoe. These, it'll kill some of the weeds and it'll help with some of the emergence. See, just a little bit harder ground. There's one not coming out yet. Break it up a little bit. Hopefully help with some extra emergence. Save some of these beans that aren't gonna survive unless they get broke through the ground here in a day. But I believe this is gonna be a video. I got the millet seeded, very, very lightly disked in over there. And these are the beans we planted. So keep an eye out on the next video. Probably be rotary hoeing this, and I'll be back in here in a week once the beans are a little bit taller, see the rows a little bit better, and I'm gonna start field cultivating these. Very curious to see how these beans are gonna compare to the beans that were planted at a more conventional time. You can see some of these are just barely starting to come out, but like you can see they're breaking through. There's a crust breaking it up there. The rotary hoe will break all that up and get the beans that aren't up yet up. See, we had a little bit of emergence problems over here. I didn't rotary hoe these. With how weird the weather's been, dry, wet, dry, wet, dry, wet. Makes a crust, makes it hard for the beans to come up. You can see the spray, that weed's gonna die. All the rest of the weeds are dead. But these beans are looking all right. Be curious to see the yield difference, if the other ones even produce anything, since they were planted so late. I know it's risky planting them mid-July in northwest Indiana, but I had the seed sitting around anyways, so figured might as well throw it out there and do what I can to make them produce. See, some deer probably ate off some of the beans, but hopefully I can get a crop off of them. I know people down south say their double crop beans will do 50 bushel to the acre. I do not expect that with how late in the season I got them out, but hopefully they'll produce something. Got the weed off of them. The cows grazed the wheat all winter, and now maybe I'll get some beans. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Yeah, I know it's real weedy. See if I can knock it down with the rotary hoe and then cultivate. And good thing is, the only thing in here is this grass, and I don't know what exact type of grass this is. It has a good root system. That's why I didn't get it all killed. It rained right after I disked it, brought it back. but it doesn't get very tall. So if I can get the beans growing good, they'll overcompete it and shade it out, hopefully. But hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and as always, have a good one.